it was all the it was about the stars leaving, and I mean the Patriots. I don't think they're going to do bad this year. I think I don't know if they spent their money entirely the right way, but I think they overspent a little bit. But I like what they did. I like how they were aggressive because they had to be. I mean, they weren't just going to go in with the same roster they had last year with a much worse quarterback and, just expect them to go 12-4 again. I think they're the Spurs without Kawhi. That's what they are. And Tim Duncan, obviously. Alright. So, Josh Allen is not a fan of the franchise tag, apparently. He simply said, ew. And I mean, I understand you want the security, but I don't think what's going to happen with Dak Prescott is going to happen with Josh Allen. I think they signed him a little early, and I said this on the show, I think the weekend of the Super Bowl. I thought that was one of my colder weeks. I didn't think I was that good with my takes, but, I sometimes think, just jumping to conclusions like the Eagles and Rams did with Goff and Wentz. I think that just sometimes ruins you. But Allen really looks like the guy. But I think the pick they made is they signed them before they even proved themselves, really. Because Wentz proved himself in the regular season, I'll give him that, but he didn't prove himself on the big stage. Goff didn't do either. So I think they'll sign him early because he did prove regular season. Wait for him to do something in the playoffs, and then that will be it. Alright, so AD could return at the end of the road trip, LeBron by the end of April. And here's what I think will happen. I think because they're fifth in the West right now. If you get LeBron back in 3 weeks and AD back in a week and a half, you're in a good spot. If you maintain the 5th or 6th seed, you're in a good spot. So that's what you gotta do there. And I think this will happen. I'm more concerned with AD doing something at the end of the regular season than LeBron. Because AD wasn't actually he wasn't at his ceiling, he wasn't at his best this year anyway. I mean, so we gotta see them do something. So apparently Brady enjoyed loosening up at the Bucks parade. And I said this is a more relatable version of Tom Brady than we've ever seen. You don't recall seeing Brady drunk off his ass and throwing the Lombardi trophy. I mean, he does have 6 of those, but it's rare to see him like that. So, I mean, that was definitely good to see. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great bull parade, too. I liked it. Alright. So, I'm gonna give you my NFL mock draft 1 through 16. Alright. Here we go. With the first pick, the Jags take Trevor Lawrence. I do think he is a great... I think he's a prodigy. I think he's probably the best... I think he's the best quarterback in this draft as of now. Whether he'll have the best career is... I think Justin Fields might have the best career out of all these guys. I don't know. But I like Trevor Lawrence. I think he's the consensus pick. I don't know if I have to explain anymore. All right. With the second pick, alright, with the second pick, the Jets are going to take Zach Wilson. They just traded Sam Darnold. I think this is good for them. Joe Douglas gets his guy. I don't know whether or not that the Jets will succeed with him, but you gotta roll the dice. I do think he's better than Justin Fields, so I think this is the right pick at number 2. With the third pick, the 49ers did not trade up to get a O-lineman. They trade up to get a backup quarterback, and they're not going to take they probably will take Mac Jones, but I'm basing this off what I think they should do. They're going to take Justin Fields here. I think Justin Fields is a much better athlete than Mac Jones has ever been. I think Justin Fields... is like... I think he can be Russell Wilson. I think that's the ceiling. I don't know what his floor is, but I think he's a lot like Russell Wilson. And I think Trevor Lawrence is a lot like Andrew Luck, but I think... I think he's a little mature. He has some inconsistency issues, but I'm sure he'll figure that out. So I think, and I think he's just the best, guy there. Because, they can't take, they can't, if you can't take Trevor Lawrence or Zach Wilson, you turn to Justin Fields. That's what I think. Alright, with the fourth pick... I think the Broncos trade, and they take Trey Lance. He looks like a kind of a Josh Allen, and I think he has a lot of... He's very athletic. He has his cons, though. We didn't see him play against good defenses, really. He played against, high schoolers almost. And, even though he's athletic... But I think, John Elway likes Trey Lance. He would like him because he's an athlete like he did with Locke and Lynch. And I think he's better than Drew Lock and Paxton Lynch. I do think he's better than people are giving him credit for. I understand where they're coming from because he did... He didn't play against good competition either. Alright, with the fifth pick. Even though I would love to see him be reunited with Jamar Chase, I see them picking Rashawn Slater. I think you can have Randy Moss and Jerry Rice on the outside, and you still wouldn't matter if you had the Bengals O-line, because it just... just start with the O-line, get a receiver later. That's what I think. Don't go Kyle Pitts, don't go Jamar Chase. No, it's enticing, but don't fall for it. Alright, with the sixth pick. Damn. Alright. With the sixth pick, I think the Dolphins... take Penei Sewell. Get him an offensive lineman. Go all in almost. Because they got a tight end. They got Mike Gesicki. I don't think there's any running back good enough to go at number 6. So I think you go for Penei Sewell. Alright, with the 7th pick. Alright. With the 7th pick, the Lions are going to try their best to get weapons for Jared Goff, see where he's at. Get him Jamar Chase, probably the best receiver in the draft, I feel like. That would be just my opinion. Obviously, you got Jalen Waddle, who a lot of people are actually starting to get high on, and I think he's going to have the best career out of all these guys. I don't think anyone's going to take him at 6 or anything, or 7. But I do think he does. I think he goes at 7. With the 8th pick. Alright, with the 8th pick, I think the Panthers go all in on Sam Darnold and take Kyle Pitts. Obviously, you can go for a Caleb Farley at corner. But they did just get AJ Bouye, so I do think they just go all in on Sam Darnold and take Kyle Pitts, probably the most talented guy. He's like a receiver. I think that's what he is. He's like a receiver. Alright, so here we go. With the 9th pick, the Falcons take Micah Parsons, get some defense. He's a pass rusher and an edge rusher and a middle linebacker. He's just the best defensive player in this draft, and I think that's what they need. I mean, Matt Ryan's been great. Julio Jones is doing Julio Jones. Todd Gurley's fine at running back. I think the main priority is linebacker. He's a great linebacker and pass rusher as well. I think it's perfect. With the 10th pick, even though I do think they should take an offensive guy because that's what they're good at, I think they take Patrick Surtain, maybe the best corner in the draft. I don't know. Definitely debatable. But I think this is the best pick for them. They need defense more than anything. Their offense is fine. They don't need Kyle Pitts. It would be lovely, but they don't need him. So I think this is a perfect pick for them. All right, number 11. This was tough. I was between Caleb Farley and J.C. Horn. I'm still between them. I'm going to say Caleb Farley. I got multiple reports saying that he's the top 2 corner in the draft and 3 is J.C. Horn. So I think the Giants take him. I think it's a good pick. I think he's definitely I don't know. I wouldn't prefer to pick this guy. I have a lot more to say about J.C. Horn, I don't know. I just think he's... Wish I watched more of this. I think he's big, physical, and instinctive. He reminds me of kind of a Jimmy Smith when he was coming out of college. I like him. I like him. He has the ideal size. He has speed, and I think he has great pass coverage. So that's what I got to say about him. Sorry for that disaster there. All right. With the 12th pick, the Eagles take a receiver for Jalen Hurts with Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith is a phenomenal route runner. He'll make throws pretty easy for Jalen Hurts, and that's what they can use. I don't know if his size will last a long time in the NFL, but I do think it is a great start for where Jalen Hurts. I think it's a great one for Jalen Hurts, and I think it's a great start for their receiving core that really needs to be rebuilt. All right, at 13. I really wanted to say J.C. Horn. I really thought J.C. Horn would be the guy here. But I think they'd go with another O-lineman in Elijah Vera Tucker. I know it sounds crazy because they did get Corey Linsley and the guy from Pittsburgh. But I think they overhaul at O-line, protect Justin Herbert. They got weapons. He has Keenan Allen. He does have, what's his name? He has Keenan Allen. But Justin Herbert did throw 30 touchdowns with Keenan Allen and the weapons he has. So, their needs are probably defense. So, I would either go Kwity Paye for them, or J.C. Horn, or Elijah Vera Tucker. So, that's my takeaway. But I'm going with Elijah Vera Tucker. I know it. I think that's my toughest pick.